seven, six, five, four, three, two, one.
All systems go.
You're listening to Sudbury News Talk.
I want to show you something.
Stand by.
On the morning shift.
Anything
Could happen.
Sudbury News Talk on the morning shift.
Good morning. I'm AJ Walsh. I'm here on Sudbury News Talk this morning, so grateful to be here with you. Thanks for all of you who are joining us, who do each and every day here on the show. It's Monday. It's August the 8th. It's my brother's birthday. Happy birthday today to my brother. It was my mother's birthday yesterday, and so we celebrated that. So happy birthday, Mom. Lots of birthdays going on. I'm not sure exactly why I played a video this morning just before coming, part of the show, and the sound didn't come through. It just never ceases to amaze me how, anyways, all the technical things going on, and just when you thought you had everything covered, which I did, but anyways, it is what it is, and here we are. It's a work in progress, and you're with us on the ride. So thanks for being here with us. We got all our Facebook Live people here up and running. Feel free to comment, share the video, like and share it. So that way we can have a conversation with a lot more people. And good morning, Jerome. Thanks for chiming in right away. Thanks for being with us each and every day. Again, your comments make the show a lot better, keep us on our toes. And we got a lot of news, because a lot of news has happened over the weekend. We are on CKLU 96.7 FM. There was a bit of a glitch there as well. While the video I was playing had no sound in my headphones anyways. And so that's just kind of interesting and different and weird, not knowing why that's happened. But anyways, maybe I'll just make sure the different volumes are up here while I'm talking. So hopefully that will do the trick, and we'll have sound on our videos. CKLU 96.7 FM on the radio, Facebook Live, facebook.com/Sudbury News, YouTube Live, youtube.com/Sudbury News. I was talking to the station manager yesterday, and we were kind of joking that I would say I was talking to the station manager yesterday at CKLU, and I'd be talking about our conversation anyways. He let me know that when you listen to CKLU off of the website, you don't just need the Firefox browser. You could actually listen to it on any browser pretty much if you just click on the Radio Player Canada app logo on the homepage of cklu.ca. That's all you got to do. Just click on that. And then the Radio Player Canada app actually is the way that you can listen to it right off of their website. If you want to take it with you somewhere or whatever, you can download the app, have it on your phone or your favorite device as well, and listen to us anywhere, anytime. So that was news to me. I didn't know that was possible and that we could do that and whatever. So he noticed that I was just saying that you have to download the Firefox browser in order to listen to us, but you don't. You can just click on the Radio Player Canada logo, and not a problem. So you can listen to us many ways on CKLU, and make sure to go on CKLU's website to support the mainly volunteer organization that we have, and support us if you can with whatever means you have. If you do, in fact, support local radio, that's one way you can do it, to keep the lights on, keep the airwaves open, And also, you can support us on social media as well by liking and sharing Sudbury News, watching us each and every day just to keep informed, commenting on the show, be part of the show. It is your show, really, pretty much. So anyways, let's kick things off. Let's get things started. Lots of news. We got weather. We have sports today. Quite a bit of sports. So it's basically we have a full sports segment. Pretty cool news concerning the junior Spartans and the men's Spartans team, football. Wolves will be starting their season very shortly. They have a departing assistant coach. So there's news there. We have gold medals being won in international sports. So pretty cool. Got all kinds of stuff to talk about in sports. Let's see how it's going to work with our video segment here. See if I got sound on my side. I don't have sound, didn't have sound on my side for the intro. Let's see what we're doing with the weather and how that's going to work. Yeah, no volume. Yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah, so you've been able to see the weather, at least, right? So thanks for chiming in about the sound. Uh, if you guys can let us know if when I play the intro to the weather, if you heard the sound on the Facebook at least, that would be great. If not, that's fine. I probably won't play the intros today anyways because CKLU, will just have dead air, and I'm not talking about the show Dead Air, which they have quite regularly in their lineup, which is really cool. It's about the Grateful Dead. If you have a chance to listen to that, if you love the Grateful Dead, like a lot of people do, like I do, great jamming band. But anyways, it's not the show Dead Air, but I will not be playing the videos today because we don't need dead air on CKLU. Here you go. So long-term forecast, long range, Tuesday, mainly sunny. It was supposed to be rainy originally, but you got mainly sunny. You got then pretty much sun for the rest of the week. Highs in the low to mid 20s. Looks like a pretty darn good week to me. And then your satellite kind of picture here over northern Ontario shows how we have some rain activity, and then after that, we're gonna have some clearing, and then gonna have a beautiful, beautiful week going forward. So yeah, that's your weather, and unfortunately, we can't be playing the videos today. And as I'm talking, I'm in my mind trying to figure out why there's no sound from that from the studio. But anyways, I will now stop thinking about it and continue on with our sports. So here you go. If you didn't subscribe yet to it, we have a Sudbury Sports Facebook page as well. You go just basically facebook.com/Sudbury Sport without an S for some reason. That's the page we have. And you can see all the local sports there. We also manage the Facebook page for SudburySports.com for Randy Pascal. So you could go facebook.com/SudburySports.com, and that will keep you informed as well on all the sports. So we're just trying, as we get up and running, we are, it's a work in progress. So I'd love to just do SudburySports.com, but we have to work that out with Randy at some point. And, but in the meantime, we already had Sudbury Sports, so we're using that as well. So today, this is our Facebook page for Sudbury Sports. And as you can see, Sudbury.com reporting on Sudbury Paddler wins gold in Florida Dragon Boat Championship. Melanie Cartier traveled to Sarasota, Florida to take part in the championship, which ran July 20th to 26th, winning 3 gold medals as part of the Southern Ontario team, True North. That's what they're called. So anyways, congratulations, Melanie Cartier. And we may have a little bit more detail just in our news segment about that. But for now, we are going to just give you the brief skinny on the sports right here. So Zach Stortini, he's going to the AHL to join a coaching team, to be part of a coaching team there. He won't return behind the bench of the Sudbury Wolves. So I'm just going to check out if there's any more information on that, which I don't think so. I don't think we have much more on that. Sudbury Wolves associate coach Zach Stortini won't return behind the bench 2022-23 season. The OHL team announced on Sunday having accepted an offer from a team in the American Hockey League, the AHL. I'd like to thank both thank and congratulate Zach, said Rob Papineau, Sudbury Wolves president of hockey operations and general manager. He has been an unbelievable Sudbury Wolf, both as a player and a coach, and we're really proud of him in being able to be part of this journey in his coaching career. It's part of junior hockey and developing people for the next level. And we're really excited for Zach and his family. The pro team he is joining is getting an incredible human being. Sudbury has already hired a replacement who will be named Monday, Papineau added. So today. And then Zach Stortini said, I want to thank the Wolves ownership and management for giving me the opportunity to begin my professional coaching career in Sudbury. Having a chance to be part of a team that allowed me to learn and grow as a coach has been rewarding. I have enjoyed the privilege of working closely with the Wolves coaching and training staff and all of the Sudbury Wolves players, and I appreciate everyone's hard work, dedication, and commitment every day. I want to thank the Wolves fans and people of Sudbury for their ongoing support. The Sudbury Wolves are a great organization that continues to develop great people, players, coaches, and staff. I enjoyed my time in Sudbury as a coach, have learned a lot, and now look forward to a new chapter. Stortini joined the Wolves as an assistant coach in 2019-20 season and was promoted to associate coach ahead of the 2021-22 campaign. He also played for the team, having dressed for 247 regular games between 2001 and 2005, accumulating 55 goals and 65 assists, along with, get this, 746 penalty minutes. And the Wolves' longest-serving captain across 3 of those seasons. He then went on to play for the Edmonton Oilers. So yeah, congratulations, Zach, on heading to the American Hockey League with your new coaching opportunity. That's exciting. Thanks for all your hard work and dedication as a player, as a coach. Much appreciated. And and from CKLU, Sudbury, the home of Sudbury Wolves games on the radio, we definitely have an attachment with the Wolves, and we look forward to the new season as well. And Zach will move on, and we'll move on, and hopefully we'll be able to have a winning season this season, just like the Junior Spartans. They just won the championship this weekend. So congratulations to the Junior Spartans. Spartans win a thriller in the OSFL championship. Paolo Grossi has made a bunch of big plays in the Ontario Summer Football League postseason, most often on the defensive side of the football. But none were bigger than his 70-yard catch and run in the dying moments of the championship on Saturday, which brought the Sudbury Junior Spartans within a yard of the Vaughan Rebels end zone with a chance to tie the game. Zidane Allen did just that on a short rush with only 1:06 to play, and Grossi succeeded on his point after attempting for the deciding score in a 27-25 thriller at Western University in London. So basically, come from behind, nail biter, victory. Sudbury Junior Spartans are the champions this year. And it's so great to say that, to say Sudbury has a championship team, to say that we have a gold medalist. Sudbury needs a lot more of these types of things. So that way we can, it's good for the morale rather than, not having champions or championships, I guess you can say. So congratulations to the Sudbury Junior Spartans. I think they said they're going to be planning a celebration, basically. So Allen ran for a couple of first downs. Sola took a knee to close out the comeback victory. I want to thank all the coaches and thank all the parents. We had a fan bus of 50 parents and friends and family come down, and it really made us feel like we were playing at the James Jerome Field, and the amount of support we had. The head coach said, for myself, I don't know if it gets any better than winning a championship in your first ever year as a head coach. So yes, plans are underway Saturday for an event to honor the city's new provincial champions, with details to be announced. So you can go to the Sudbury Star, and Ben Leeson wrote this story, and you can basically see a replay of Saturday's game if you want. They got it right there. So if you want to see the game, if you didn't have a chance and you're interested in seeing how the Junior Spartans basically won the championship, there you go. You can go to our Sudbury Sports Facebook page as well and click on the article, or go to the Sudbury Stars Facebook page, click on the article, click on the video. You can watch it there. So pretty exciting stuff. And also exciting, sticking with football, the Sudbury men's Spartans team also in the playoffs, advancing. So winning the first round, Spartans rout Raiders to open postseason, and they eye the semifinal matchup with the GTA. So here's the story here. Picture for you. So forgive Alan Rocca, as he wasn't doing cartwheels over the Sudbury Spartans' first Northern Football Conference playoff victory in 28 years. Don't get him wrong now. Sudbury's starting QB was more than pleased with the team's 45-6 victory over the Toronto Phantom Raiders in the NFC quarterfinal on Saturday. But he and his teammates were already turning their minds to other goals, namely a win over the defending champion GTA All-Stars, their opponents in the semifinal at James Jerome Complex Sports Complex this coming weekend. So congratulations to the Sudbury men's Spartans in their victory. First playoff victory in 28 years, 45-6. Now, the game will be this Saturday, semifinal against GTA, which are a strong team. They are the defending champions. So if we go down to James Jerome Field, they're able to win this game, they go on to the finals and hopefully have a chance to, just as the junior Spartans did, win the championship. So we get a chance to cheer them on here locally this Saturday, 7 p.m., James Jerome Complex. Be there or be square. Cheer on the your Sudbury Spartans and cheer them on to going all the way to the championship. So 28 years is a long time to not have a playoff victory, let alone win a championship. So this could be a great year for Sudbury Spartans and Sudbury Wolves Sports and Entertainment Group, period, as they do own the Spartans. They own the Five and the Wolves. It'd be good to have, a lot of winning in place, basically. So thanks. My wife saying radio is good. Thank you. I think that probably came in a while ago. 11 minutes ago, but it just came in on my laptop. Thanks for that. Moving on to a little bit of news. Let's try this again and see how it works. All right. So here we are. We got Sudbury News Facebook page. If you haven't been there in a while, check it out. We share all Sudbury News stories for you that we feel are, some of the most important things that we need to know locally, and then the odd time things a little bit provincially or nationally or internationally, if they somehow affect us locally in some way, shape, or form. So here you go. This is news for anybody traveling today. We have Sudbury.com reporting that there's a crash on Highway 69 that's closed Highway 69 this morning. So let's see if we have a little bit more details on that. If you're traveling on Highway 69 this morning, be aware that a crash has closed the highway between Shawanaga and Nobel. Shawanaga and Nobel. Shawanaga. There you go. Just took me a bit. It's early in the morning. The Ministry of Transportation reported the crash around 3:30 a.m. this morning, and the highway is closed in both directions between a certain road and highway in Nobel. So right around the Nobel area, it's around the exit 241 northbound. No further information is available currently, but that's important to know, I would think, if you are traveling. Again, here you have, this is an interesting story. Virtual reality program in Sudbury lets job seekers explore career options. So I did read this story. Spark, which is a employment agency here in the city, their office located on Notre Dame Avenue. Basically, what I'm doing currently too is an employment consultant, helping people find employment and all the options they have, as well as helping employers find the right employee. So we're kind of like a go-between between employers and employees, kind of in the HR realm. So Spark is another agency that does the same thing, and they have a pretty cool program that they're launching where you could actually use virtual reality to go through a to go through a job and all the things that you'd be doing in the job before you actually do the job, see if you like it. So here it is here. Virtual reality program in Sudbury lets job seekers explore new career options. What if you could test trial a job before investing the time and training needed to pursue that career? Good question. Spark Employment Services Sudbury has announced It has partnered with Career Labs VR to offer just that. By offering exploration simulations that allow job seekers to gain insight into experiences they would encounter on the job. Jessica Subang Hamilton says our goal is to provide job seekers with the opportunity to explore exciting, high-demand career opportunities, which can lead to better career placements and higher level of job retention. The program can also help clients overcome fears and anxieties related to on-the-job learning and lack of experience while empowering them to set goals, build confidence, and develop transferable skills. So pretty cool there. How else does that work? The program combines career exploration with virtual reality, allowing users to experience what it's like to perform common tasks in hands-on careers using fully interactive VR from the comfort and safety of an office or classroom. You know, I've always thought that, there's so many different video games out there. And I was always thinking, for driving, let's say, instead of these video games like Grand Theft Auto or things like that, where you're just a criminal beating up people and stealing their cars. Why couldn't you have a video game where it was kind of like more lifelike? So you're at home, you get in your car, and as you go to turn, someone walking a baby in a baby carriage comes out of nowhere, and you have to watch for that. And then just do simple things like go to the grocery store, get your groceries, and all of the things that could happen on your way there. And when you get to the grocery store, parking your car with people with their shopping carts behind you and different things coming out of nowhere and parallel parking and, finding parking spots. And then you go into the grocery store even and how to do common life things, but through video games. You could make these types of video games, and I'm sure a lot of people would play them, and I'm sure, driving schools even would incorporate these games into their training, right? So this is cool. You get to practice a job before you actually go ahead and apply or whatever. You can see how you like it. So that'd be interesting to try that out to see how good it actually is, to see if it, if it does in fact mimic reality, or if it's like, or if it's too digital or whatever, you know what I mean? Like it's not really real. Here's another story. It's interesting. NASM professor to study the effects of spaceflight on the human body. Interesting stuff there. So, NASM professor is going to study the effects of spaceflight on the human body. For the Canadian Space Agency, apparently. That's who's going to be funding this. It's hoped that Dr. David McLean's work can develop insights into counteracting the associated health risks of spaceflight on people. McLean will receive $150,000 over 2 years to carry out the work. So McLean said in a release, findings from this project could translate to numerous Earth-based applications and contribute to improving health care for Canadians. He said potential applications include cancer patients undergoing radiation treatment or situations where people must be immobilized for long periods, such as prescribed bed rest. The project, titled Investigating the Role of a Multi-Targeted Dietary Supplement. The project, titled Investigating the Role of a Multi-Targeted Dietary Supplement on Attenuating Radiation and Microgravity-Induced Tissue Damage, will study. That's the title of it? Wow. That's a long title. But anyways, I guess it has to say what he does. And it will study how the combined effects of radiation and microgravity interact and damage healthy tissue using a research model that simulates spaceflight. McLean will study whether a dietary supplement can counteract the damaging effects of space travel and protect the body's tissues And with all this space travel stuff going on, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, the Virgin dude guy, maybe this needs to be looked into as it's possible for you and I to go on a space flight in our lifetime, possibly. Who knows? From all I've able to see, that they just kind of go to the end of the Earth's atmosphere, come back. I don't think they're doing any more than that, but maybe maybe they'll be able to in the future, like break through that and actually get into space. But this type of research will then help us, and maybe we'll have some benefits to us by that point. Okay, here, I wish I had a little bit of an update, but I don't. Missing persons, Greater Sudbury Police searching for a missing 14-year-old girl. She was last seen leaving her residence in Valtarai's area, August the 3rd, prior to 3 a.m., and described as approximately 5 feet 6 inches tall, 110 pounds, with a thin build, long straight brown hair, and brown eyes, with 2 earrings in her nose, or on her nose. If you have any information, you can call 911, I would think. Well, maybe not. Well, let's just see what else we can see here of what they're saying. You can call Crime Stoppers. Okay. And her name is Sophie Gervais. If you have any information, she's wearing white Nike shoes and an Air Jordan backpack, gray, red, black in color. And they're attempting to locate her. If there are concerns about her well-being, anyone who has information can contact police at 705-675-9171 or Crime Stoppers, 705-222-TIPS, or online at crimestoppers.com. So yeah, any information on Sophie Gervais, you can contact police or Crime Stoppers about her. We're hoping, praying for her safe return and that she is well. Yeah. In other news that we shared here, the transitional housing design build cost jumps to $14 million. There's a proposed 40-unit transitional housing complex on Lorraine Street, west of Notre Dame Avenue. You can see it as you're driving into town from LaSalle. Notre Dame and LaSalle Boulevard intersection in New Sudbury has ballooned to a cost of, from its original of $10 million. Now it's going to be $14 million. So yeah, that's the theme of this year. Anything you're going to build is going to, it's going to cost more, sometimes double from what the original plans were. And Nicholas Desmarais says, no big deal. Property taxes increase. We'll solve that. Soon we'll be living in a transitional housing. All of us will be living in transitional housing. Here's a bit of a national story, as we do share those every once in a while. The government used regulations to ban handgun imports in 2 weeks. Federal government plans to fast track a ban on the import of handguns. So yeah, they're really working to ban those. So the federal government plans to fast track a ban on the import of handguns into the country without the approval of Parliament, using a regulatory measure that comes into effect in 2 weeks. Public Safety Minister Marco Mendicino announced Friday the change will last until a permanent freeze is passed in Parliament and comes into force. The government tabled gun control legislation in May that includes a national freeze on importation, purchase, sale, and transfer of handguns in Canada. And that law did not pass before Parliament took its summer break and is set to be debated again when MPs return to Ottawa in the fall. In the meantime, Foreign Affairs Minister Melanie Joly said she has the authority to ban, import, or export permits in Canada. Working with Marco, we came up with this idea of creating this new system of requiring permits, Joly said. But meanwhile, we will deny any permits. The temporary ban will prevent businesses from importing handguns into Canada, with a few exceptions that mirror those legislation tabled in May. Given that nearly all of our handguns are imported, this means that we're bringing our national handgun freeze even sooner, Mendicino said. From that moment forward, the number of handguns in Canada will only go down. Is it just me, or does it sound like the government is going to do something illegal to stop before laws are made? They're just going to freeze it anyways before the actual process goes into place. They're just going to do it anyways, whether there's a law or not. They're just saying, well, the law's not going fast enough. We're just going to freeze all imports before the freeze happens. Government trade data shows Canada imported 26.4 million worth of pistols and revolvers between January and June, a 50% increase compared to the same period last year. Yeah, let's see. I'm going to see if they go on to say why. If they don't, I'll tell you why. There's a group that represents survivors and families of victims of gun violence, and they applauded the government's approach to freezing imports in a statement on Friday. This is a significant and creative measure that will unquestionably slow the expansion of Canadian handgun market until Bill C-21 is adopted. Hopefully this fall. That was said by a survivor of the École Polytechnique shooting in Montreal in 1989. Mendicino and Joly announced the change outside of the Catholic Cemetery Elementary School in the Toronto suburb of Etobicoke as children kick soccer balls around in the field behind them. Okay, so no, that was Canadian press. I love that. They said there's an increase of the amount of pistols, but they didn't give the reason why, right? So I'll tell you why. That's because there's a known ban coming soon. So if someone told you they were going to ban breakfast cereal, and then a story came out and said breakfast cereal sales are doubled in the last 6 months since we announced breakfast cereals going up. Why would you think breakfast cereal sales would be up if someone banned them? Or we're going to ban them soon. You would think it's because I'm never going to have breakfast cereal ever again in my life. Now I better get breakfast cereal and stock up or whatever. If I had plans to do it, I got to do it now. That's the reason the sales were up. So no other reason. It's not like gun sales were going up and going up. It's the government announced that that's what was going to happen, right? And so that's why they're up. But the Canadian press failed to make that known in the article, because if you just leave that out, it leaves you thinking that guns are a problem and that they're on the rise and people are buying a lot of them. Yeah. So Randy says the criminals thank the Liberal government for sure. And without being partisan and being non-partisan on our show, that is true. The policies of Liberal government stopping things like this just make, the real dangerous people that you need to be afraid of aren't the ones that go into a gun store, register their gun, and go through the RCMP for checks and things like that. They're not the ones going out and doing these shootings and adding to the gun violence that we're trying to combat. It's the ones that are buying the guns and will continue to buy the guns the way they've always bought guns, and that's outside of that system. So the government will make all the rules they want and all the regulations and prevent and ban and you name it. And the very ones who have been doing the crimes will continue to do the crimes. And maybe that'll even increase even more. As gun manufacturers, I guess, have to find a way to sell their product, you know. And if they can't sell it to law-abiding citizens, unfortunately, if that's if in the business world you look at it, they're going to sell it to whoever's going to buy them. And if law-abiding citizens aren't buying them, there's only one kind of citizen left. So, interesting, eh? How just some guy in some room and whatever with a mic and a camera on can just break it down that simply. But all of the people we elect who apparently are in charge of making these decisions and looking at this and having think tanks that think through things and whatever, you know, you'd almost think there's another reason for it if you didn't know better. So, yeah, that's it. They're going ahead and they're freezing it before the law says they should freeze it. So, I guess that's what they're going to do. Here's an interesting one. The Sudbury Star reporting, Sudbury loses 1,000 jobs in July, according to a report. 1,000 jobs in July. I never would have thunk it. Because to me, it looks like we have a labor shortage. Right? We have a labor shortage, so how are we losing 1,000 jobs when can't get people to work? Greater Sudbury lost 1,000 jobs in July, and its unemployment rate edged up to 4.5%. Statistics Canada reported on Friday. The agency said that the city had 100 more full-time jobs in July compared to a month earlier. However, a loss of 1,100 part-time positions led to a decrease of 1,000 total jobs in the city for July. As a result, the unemployment rate in Greater Sudbury rose 0.2% from the previous month of 4.5%. StatsCan said Greater Sudbury's unemployment rate stood at 5.9%, below the peak from December 2009 and is below the long-run average. Full-time employment was still down 2,900 jobs from the peak in April 2019, but stood 6,800 jobs above the trough in June of 2020. The number of full-time jobs in July was up from the previous month in natural resources, trade services, transportation, and warehousing, professional and scientific services, healthcare, and accommodation and food services. Full-time job losses in July occurred in agriculture, utilities, construction, manufacturing, the financial sector, business and building services, education, information and cultural services, and public administration. And sorry for all those, on radio and, I'm just reading all these sectors. I'm sure we're not catching a lot of these. Oh yeah. And I was thinking the same thing as I was reading this article. Miles says more CRA contracts came to a close at the end of June. So yes, for sure. I was thinking that must have had an impact as well. Nationally, Canada's July jobs reading caught economists by surprise with a loss of 30,600 positions rather than an expected gain of 15,000 for the month. I'm going to read that again. Maybe I should share it too. Nationally, Canada's July jobs reading caught economists by surprise with a loss of 30,600 positions rather than an expected gain of 15,000 for the month. That's a difference of 45,000 jobs in total if you look at what was expected to what happened. So expecting a 15,000 gain, but actually had a 30,000 job loss. So I wonder why economists are missing the mark. Like, why were they expecting that, and why the difference? When it comes to statistics and keeping numbers and all this, there's so many variables. You almost can't even talk about it in some ways. Anyways, despite the negative reading coming on the heels of a still larger decline in June, the employment rate stuck to its historic low of 4.9% based, according to Statistics Canada, on a drop in Canada's participation rate. Canada's labour market is not in disarray, the National Bank economists Kyle Dams and Alexandra Ducharme said in their commentary, noting that year to year, the private sector has added 110,000 positions. The pair said they continue to see resilience in the Canadian economy, making them outliers among other big bank analysts. So I guess most big bank analysts are saying, no, doom and gloom. And these two are saying, you know what? I think we're still strong. So hence the world of speculation. That's how the stock market runs. Speculation. And here we're speculating how our economy is doing through the job sector. After digesting July's numbers, most economists appear to have taken away two narratives. One, the Bank of Canada won't be deterred from raising rates further, and possibly with another bigger than normal hike. July's jobs reading hints at an economy that is beginning to, quote unquote, lose steam. That's two in a row in terms of weak headline job prints, and unemployment has now averaged the 11,000 decline over the past three, said one of the TD economists. This is consistent with our view that economic growth will soften in the second half of the year. Canada's job market is clearly losing momentum in a hurry, and likely due to both a marked cooling in the broader economy, but also because of a lack of available workers. Okay. There's the available workers thing, and we're losing jobs, but there's no available workers. Again, I don't see the two correlating, but that could be just me. The downward drift in the participation rate, especially for the 15 to 64 age group, is worth watching closely, with the potential to tighten the labor market further. For the Bank of Canada, the takeaway will be that while growth is clearly cooling, conditions remain drum tight and wages are stirring, whatever that means. We believe this backdrop is consistent with another rate hike at the September meeting, but of a less aggressive nature. So, okay, some people are saying there's going to be a huge increase in interest rates because of this. And then the Bank of Canada is saying, well, going to increase it, but it won't be huge. So a bunch of people are saying opposite things, and that's your future of your country in terms of the economy. A bunch of experts not agreeing and not really, and saying two opposing. So that's the thing. If you have experts disagreeing, you have to scratch your head and say, how's that possible? If you had two engineers in a room and you had a problem and two engineers totally disagreed and had opposite views on how to approach a problem, that's interesting. You think, well, shouldn't there be principles you would base this on, that both engineers would agree on how to fix the problem because it's based on physics, or it's based on, the rules of their craft? So the economy, when you are an expert, I guess it's not as cut and dry, and there's so many variables. You can almost be like, why couldn't anyone just come out and say they're an expert then? If they have an opposing view, what's it based on? We talked about Councillor Vagnini and hot water and they're going to be discussing this in council meeting. Well, he's got a lawyer, high-profile lawyer, defending himself against Robert Swayze, the city's integrity commissioner. The headline is Greater Sudbury councillor brings a high-profile lawyer, Toronto lawyer. At his next week council meeting, that's this week, Michael Lacey, a star attorney from Toronto, who recently represented Melissa Sheridan and previously Jerry Lougheed Jr., will square off against Robert Swayze, integrity commissioner for City of Greater Sudbury. This is a heating up thing, eh? Lacey was retained earlier this year by Ward 2 councillor Michael Vagnini, who is accused of violating several sections of the Code of Conduct. He faces a salary suspension of up to 40 days as per Swayze's recommendation, which will be presented to council on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. In a May report that was meant to be presented to council in June, Swayze recommended Vagnini's salary be suspended after he allegedly violated the Code of Conduct on at least 2 occasions. The first violation involved comments made during a meeting of the Finance Committee in January. Vagnini said he did not believe staff regarding deaths and violence among the homeless population. We covered that on the show too. And then Vagnini was also accused of being disrespectful towards the city's deputy fire chief and swearing at him while trying to arrange to have fire trucks and different resources from the fire department at the local sport legend Franco Apolloni funeral, who also served as a volunteer firefighter with the Coppercliff Fire Hall for 25 years. Apolloni, 86, died on January 20th. The June presentation was delayed at Swayze's request after he was informed about a possible further violation. The deferral was requested by the CAO. Complainant informed me of a telephone call from Councillor Vagnini to the deputy fire chief basically to coerce him or make him agree that the statement that he made to apologize was good enough and to drop the allegations. Lacey and Swayze, both lawyers, exchanged a series of correspondence over the course of several emails. Lacey outlines his response to Swayze regarding 3 complaints leveled against Vagnini. The third complaint was Vagnini threatened the life of Ward 11 Councillor Bill Leduc, was determined to be unsubstantiated following a police investigation by North Bay Police. Lacey has provided the Sudbury Star with a 79-page document about the details with his exchanges with the Integrity Commissioner. On July 11th, Lacey accuses Swayze of prejudging the situation. So, more to come on that. That is definitely going to be a juicy one this Tuesday, City Council. I think Eastlink, you can catch that on Eastlink if you wanted to watch that, I think. I'm just going out on a limb. I know they cover City Council meetings, sometimes Sudbury.com as well, which is kind of cool. So you're going to want to kind of see that one if you're interested in local politics and that situation, basically. So Barry down, if you're traveling in New Sudbury, the road actually should be done by now, according to this story. It's been frustrating during the time that it's been under construction. It's a very busy street, and getting to Costco and all that, and the big box stores for shopping. It's a very busy street, and so it should be done finally. Some interesting comments on that. And here we have our mayoral candidate, Miranda Rocca Cercelli. She wants to see the city investigate a decentralized model in which it's outlining communities which amalgamated with the city of Greater Sudbury in 2001 would be offered greater autonomy. So going back kind of to the way it used to be in the past. So that's an interesting story as well. And apparently we had a bomb threat at the Sudbury courthouse. Everything was worked out. It wasn't what they thought, but there was a threat. There was no bomb. Everything was cool. And so, speaking of cool, we'll be with you same time, same place, right here on Facebook Live, YouTube Live. Tomorrow we'll have a guest as well. We're not sure who's going to be. We might even, oh yeah, we do know Billy will be here. Billy will be here tomorrow, as well as we may have others on the show as well. And sorry you had to go through this hour with just myself. I know it's a lot easier to digest when there's guests and co-hosts. But anyways, same time, same place tomorrow. Stay tuned now for Earshot on CKLU. Have a great rest of your Monday. We'll see you tomorrow on Tuesday. Have a great one, everyone. Ciao.
This is Sudbury News Talk on the morning shift.